Hello everyone, I am creating this video to review some of the multiplication strategies that should be familiar to us, but will serve as a review for those of us who just kind of need a refresher. We are moving into multiplying with not only multi-digit numbers, but also double digits by double digits and also 3 digits by 2, and so it's going to be increasing the size of the numbers that we're being asked to multiply. So we're reviewing some of those strategies from 4th grade, and then as we kind of approach multiplying larger numbers. So my problem is 4 times as much as 362. We need to turn that into an expression for multiplication, and so this problem will serve as the one that I'll use each of these strategies for. And I'm going to start with partial products, but first we're going to turn this 4 times as much as, or times as many as is going to let us know that it's multiplication. And so we're multiplying 4 times 362. So that'll be the problem that we're setting up here, there, and also for the last one. We're going to just use the same one to get the same answer 3 different ways. Now, for partial products and also the distributive method, this draws on what the kids should know or remember about place value and the value of each individual digit within a whole number, or any number, whether it's whole or whether it's a decimal. And so these are strategies that kind of help conceptualize how multiplication works, because it's helping them think about the values of digits, okay? So when they're using this particular strategy, you can set it up vertically, 362 times 4, so it kind of looks like you're about to start the traditional way. But our multiplier here, which is the 4, is going to be multiplied times each digit in the top part of the problem. However, when we're multiplying it, we're doing small parts at a time. But you have to consider the value of each digit based on the place it's in. So we start from the right, or the lowest place of value, which is in a ones place, so that would be 4 times the 2. I'm going to put these in parentheses outside of that. All right, and then we find the product. 4 times 2 is 8, and we just record it right there. But then on the next line, we're going to take our multiplier and multiply it times our next digit, but it's the value of the next digit. So 4 times, not just 6, but the 6 is in the tens place, so the value of it is 60. So 4 times 60, we have been working on multiplying numbers times powers of 10 or multiple powers of the 10, so the kids can do this type of math mentally right here. So we know that to be 240, and you just kind of keep going down. And so you're doing each product at a time, and again, this just kind of refreshes us from what we learned last year, because these numbers are going to start getting bigger. And so then we have 4 times the value of the 3, because it's in the hundreds place, is 300. Alright, and so then again, they know the pattern. That's going to be 1200. And from here, because we're done multiplying 4 times all the digits here, we can now add up all the values to get our final product. Okay? So this is going to be our answer for all of them. Alright, we're going to solve them in a different way. Same problem, right? This is our multiplier right here. That's the 4. So the distributive property calls on us to distribute this 4 or multiplier within the parenthetical part of this. And I'm totally messing that up, but it'll make sense once I start setting this up. So we're distributing that 4 here. So I'm going to set this up this way. So since 4 is our multiplier, we're going to have that on the outside. But then I set up my parentheses, and then I'm going to take this number and put it in expanded form. So 362, and that means by each value is 300 plus 60 plus 2. And much like the partial products method, you are doing a small product at a time. We are going to distribute this 4 and multiply it times each of these values. So it'll be 4 times 300, 4 times 60, and 4 times 2. Right? So we have 4 times 300. Oops, that's 1200. The only difference here is that we're starting with the larger value versus the smaller one. 4 times 60, again, that's 240. And then 4 times 2. I did not line these up. So I taught the kids it's really important for you to line up your digits. So I have to go back over here and do that. Again, you should end up with the same thing because we are not changing the numbers. We are changing the strategy on how we're getting there. Okay? And as most of us are taught, the standard algorithm, it just kind of condenses everything. So you're thinking about the numbers as digits in their position and not necessarily the value. So we're not multiplying a multiplier times a value and then adding those values up. We are just taking it and multiplying times each digit, right, within its place. And so we have 362, as you already know. This strategy is very familiar. Everybody pretty much knows this one. And you just kind of multiply it from there. So here's my multiplier being multiplied times all the digits up top. And that's 8. And then that's 24. Regroup our 2 there. And then that's 12 and 14. Okay, and so again, not thinking about the values of it, but then the shortcut is to just multiply it times each digit. Okay, so the kids have practice problems where when we went over it today, they could have used any strategy that they were familiar with or remembered, and then we solved some problems in class, and some of these were shown, and the kids could use any of these strategies to solve the 3 problems that they have tonight, but I do ask that they not replicate those strategies, that they try each one of them out. So we will be building on these with larger numbers with these particular strategies, and I may show them some other ones too they might even become more familiar with, and they may tend to gravitate towards those too. All right, I hope that this helps. Thanks again. Bye.